We live in an era where almost everyone walks around with a 4K camera and a global broadcasting platform right in their pocket. This massive distribution of technology has created a specific illusion, the assumption that because you can press record and go live, you are doing the work of a field reporter. But recording is not reporting. A smartphone captures a viewpoint, raw, unfiltered footage of an event. It doesn't organize the chaos into a narrative, provide context, or verify the truth of what is on screen. In an information space flooded with digital noise and citizen broadcasters, what specific traits distinguish a professional television reporter from a bystander with a good phone? It turns out owning the mechanical tools to broadcast a signal is entirely separate from the intellectual architecture required to do journalism. Long before the red recording light turns on, the real work is already happening. A reporter relies on a deep reservoir of cultural context, linguistic mastery, and analytical framing just to make sense of a chaotic environment. Once the writing begins, the image dictates the script. If the audience can already see a detail on screen, the reporter doesn't need to name it. This requires a technique called vertical writing. The script's primary job is to explain why you are seeing a specific image, rather than simply describing the action in the frame. And they have to do this under extreme constraints. Complex geopolitical conflicts or layered social issues must be aggressively filtered down into a restrictive word count, often no more than 160 words for an entire 3-minute segment. Professional reporting is an act of extreme disciplined subtraction. Only the absolute most critical context is allowed to survive the edit. Out in the field, the subtraction continues, but the focus shifts to the environment itself. Amidst the noise of a protest or a disaster zone, the crew must isolate and capture clear natural sound. Letting a crowd chant or a distant siren play clearly, without voiceover stepping on it, serves a specific psychological purpose. It gives the report room to breathe and drops the viewer directly into the reality of the moment. During a stand-up, the person on screen is simultaneously directing the flow, monitoring audio levels, and coordinating with the camera operator while performing. During a live broadcast, the performance rules are rigid. They have to maintain physical composure, cut through political deflections and pre-packaged talking points, and strictly withhold their own personal judgments. The person you see on screen is a real-time orchestrator of facts, audio, and visuals, holding it all together under severe environmental pressure. Technical and linguistic skills are secondary to ethical boundaries, starting with the mandate to protect vulnerable sources. If a subject's safety or dignity is at risk, the visual approach immediately adapts. A crew will intentionally blur faces, utilize harsh backlighting to create silhouettes, or shoot entirely from behind to mask a person's identity. In hostile regions, no headline is worth a life. Physical safety protocols dictate every movement the crew makes. These self-imposed moral and physical limitations are exactly what guarantee a reporter's long-term credibility and earn the public's trust. We are drowning in a daily flood of raw, unverified digital media. Anyone with a phone can show us that an event is happening. But raw footage is a far cry from crafted truth. The methodologies we've just looked at, the ethical filters, the rigorous subtraction, the precise marriage of sound and image, are what turn a fragmented video clip into a comprehensible story. The technology of cameras and global broadcasting will continue to democratize. It will get faster, cheaper, and sharper, but the human need to actually make sense of world events remains exactly the same. The world doesn't suffer from a lack of cameras. It requires meaning makers, professionals armed with intellect, discipline, and conscience, doing the hard work of transforming digital noise into the truth.